Yo, Tom Fiddzy here with my review of Moon Knight episode 6. That cunning bird, that cunning old bird. We are going straight into spoilers. When it got to the end of the episode and it just went to the credits, I'll be honest, I was a little bit like, what? Nani? No way is it ending now. And for that, ending song, the mid-credits, I was a tad disappointed. Like, are you seriously just leaving it at that? We're not gonna get the Jake Lockley reveal, but I was like, come on, there's gonna be an end credit scene. There's gonna be an end credit scene, and we got it. And then after that, this big smile burst on my face. What a great episode! Wow, and what an ending. We've got to get a second season, right? Petition for a second season, because we are not done with Mark and Stephen. There is still a lot to get through. Not just with Mark and Stephen, but with Khonshu and Jake Lockley. Yes, Jake Lockley was there all along, as predicted. The gruesome one, the one that takes over on the blackout, is there and was working with Khonshu all along. Khonshu was being sneaky and, when he said to Mark and Stephen, yes, I'll let you go, of course. What he didn't mean, what he meant was, yeah, I'll leave you two alone. But there's still a third person inside you, so I'm still bound to your body, The third person didn't disagree, and the third person likes it. And yeah, wow. I still think it's weird that Mark and Stephen, they came to this understanding. They're now they haven't merged into one person. They're still their own people, but they've come to understand they're flipping between each other's personalities. They're getting along. They're like brothers now, and they're sharing their time. They're much more free. I really like that. That's a really cool dynamic I want to see a lot more of. But at no point did they actually kind of stop and question it. Layla saw whatever form Mark Spector Moon Knight takes. That was, Layla saw that, but it's not addressed. Surely it's got to be addressed. Surely they've got to sit down at some point and be like, we need to talk about those blackouts and all that killing and that weird savagery that you went on, that I saw. I saw you killing people. I saw you beating up Harrow, putting the axe to his head. They've got to talk about that at some point, right? So we have to have a second season, and it's going to be so cool and interesting dealing with that, the conflict there of, the fact that there's this third person in the body. When did this person manifest? Jake Lockley. When did Jake Lockley manifest? How much of an impact has he been having on Mark and Stephen's life? When was Khonshu aware of it? Has been all along? What kind of things have they been doing? Are we ever going to see them scenes? A bonus episode. Give us a bonus episode to show us them scenes. Yeah, really cool stuff. I like how this is a standalone series, but it's definitely left me wanting more. I love the limo scene at the end. I love Khonshu in his suit, just sitting there in the limo. That was so cool. There was a little bit at the end where you're like, was it all a dream? No, definitely not. I like his personality as well, how he just kicked that wheelchair over. Really cool stuff. He's a limousine driver as well. He's not a cab driver. So yeah, in fact, it makes me now just want to go back and rewatch the whole series and see how many other little clues there were. Obviously, we knew all along that there was a third one. That's the thing with the comics, but still. One thing that really did surprise me, that I'm not even sure if is in the comics, is the fact that Layla got a costume, and that girl was like, "Are you an Egyptian superhero?" She was like, "Yes." And it's only meant to be a temporary one, but I'm sure it's going to come back. There was a bit of pride when she said, "Yes, I am an Egyptian superhero." And Taweret seems like a good host, I don't know. It's an avatar, and I guess Avatar and Parasite. I guess they're like parasites. I don't know, but it's like a good god to have, I would guess. That was a really cool scene. Where Layla was switching between the two, really well acted. But yeah, she was really cool. Step aside, Falcon. There is a new bird in town. You got your shield now. We got Falcon too. This episode was like Falcon and the Moon Soldier, Hawke and the Moon Soldier, at the end there. But that was really, really cool. I'm not sure if that is a comic book character or not. Gonna have to watch some Mr. Sunday Movies, some Screen Rant videos to find out that detail. But I thought it was really cool. Yeah, similar to Falcon's powers, but still really cool just to see that again, you know, and to see a slight little twists on it. You know, they're smaller wings and stuff. They got the blades at the end of it as well, so you know, not really necessarily used for flight, but more for fighting. So yeah, you can be like, oh, it's a duplicate power, but then, you know, how many superheroes have duplicate powers? You know, there's duplicate powers all over the place. You know, how many people in like X-Men end up getting like the Weapon X project and some kind of variation of Wolverine's claws, and that it's classic stuff. So yeah, that's fine. A little bit weird that a hippo's avatar would have Hawk wings, but I don't know, I guess maybe reeds, water, that kind of thing. It can all connect. And yeah, I thought Layla looked really, really cool. I really like that fight sequence. Justice there for Mr. Knight. You know, absolutely kicking butt. Now he's got that muscle memory down, you know. He's no longer Stephen with a V. He's Stephen with a nunchuck to the face. That was really, really awesome. Moon Knight can fly now, sure, okay, why not? But that again was really cool, flying through the air like an owl almost, in the way that the wings were moving, like a hawk, you know, a bird of the night. I love that we got a giant kaiju battle going on as well. I love the fact that they didn't shy away from that. Annette looked really, really awesome. Sexy crocodile lady, like just full on Egyptian god. The design was really awesome. The CGI was pretty awesome. You could tell, once again, you know, that classic Marvel critique. Yeah, you could tell it was CGI. I don't know what it is. It's good CGI. It was a great detailed CGI model. It's just something to do with like the way it's lit, like the lighting is of it or something. I don't know. It looks really good, but at the same time, it doesn't. Like, you can tell that it's CGI. I guess they just put some kind of grain over it. I don't know. I'm no CGI expert, but there's just something about it that is like really good, really high end, but it also stands out. You know what I mean? You know, it was a good design, detail and everything. I love like just the little movements with like how the crocodile mouth kind of moved and looked and stuff. I really liked how the hair was kind of like the crocodile tail as well. And yeah, I just love the fact that we just got Egyptian god battles. I love how Khonshu moves around and like in kind of wisps and stuff like that. That was really, really cool. And yeah, you know, just Egyptian gods fighting. And for everyone to see. I wonder if the general public could see them, or if it was, you know, just the people like with the Moon Knight powers. I love the fact that Harrow was just a guy in sandals, fighting, you know, versus the two Moon Knights. You know, it looked a little bit ridiculous, but it was also kind of cool because it was just like possessed, you know, didn't need a costume because it just had the power of the gods and in the staff that was now like an axe. So, you know, it looked ridiculous but also looked cool at the same time and looked weird and different. That's what I really like about this show. There was a lot of weird and different and fun, and you're dealing with Egyptian god themes and superhero themes and like weird like mind palaces and different personalities, but it all felt really good, you know. Yeah, even though there was some silly stuff in there, at no point I was like, this is so ridiculous, I don't believe it. I was just like, I love it and I want more. I wanted to see Osiris. One weird thing is, I'm pretty sure Stephen, in the last episode, was Stephen right in front of the gate? I don't think he was. So someone went and moved him. Really nice that Mark went back. Yeah, I just love the fact that they found common ground in there, and that, you know, Mark found, you know, stopped being a jerk and became a nice guy, and Stephen learned to fight and stuff. You know, they kind of met in the middle there, and I like the fact that Mark just kind of took over and was like, all right, Khonshu, we need a bargain, you know? I ain't fighting until I get results. That kind of, he just sat with his legs crossed. Oscar Isaac, what really, really amazing flipping between the two characters there as well at the end. Acting throughout all of this was incredible. And I just want a second season. You know, there's so much more to explore in this character. Obviously, you know, as nice as it was, this being a separate thing, is there a way to connect it to the wider MCU? I was expecting Blade to maybe show up again at the end, a Werewolf by Night tease. Like one of my big predictions was that we were going to get at the end credits Gore the God Butcher maybe walking off with like a hippo head or something. It's like really sad because it's a character that I really liked. A lot of people I spoke to have really liked. So seeing that play out where he's killed one of those gods, there's still a chance that some of these could appear in the 4 film as well. Maybe. Maybe that's the thing that's going to get Moon Knight into the MCU. You know, I hope that they don't now just sit on this character because it was fantastic as a standalone thing. But you give us that limo scene at the end, and I just want more, and I hope that we do get it because I feel like it could be really awesome addition to the MCU. And I've not necessarily like the big thing, but just like on the smaller kind of side, you know, with the Blade, with the Black Knight, get the Midnight Suns. Like, I'm really intrigued to see that. I'm a little bit worried about the MCU right now and the fact that they seem to be building loads of different teams and that seems to be laying multiple plot threads and there doesn't seem to be a plan as to where they're all going. I'm sure it is. Is it Kang? Is it Kang? Is it the Celestials? Is it Gore the God Butcher? Like, what are they building towards right now? Are they making Dark Avengers, Young Avengers? You know, we were getting Red Hulk teasers and stuff. Like, where is it going? But at least on like Disney Plus, what I'd really like is to just see a kind of a Midnight Suns, its own, you know, like how the Netflix series were like their own little thing, kind of like something like that, just going off to the side. Then when we do get a big movie, they can maybe pop in. But yeah, I think at the moment the MCU just needs a kind of a trajectory as to where everything is. And if Moon Knight doesn't fit into all of that, then that's fine because we got a really cool, really fun, really great season. And I really enjoyed it. Second to Loki for me. Got massive rewatch value. But I just really want a second season now. I'm desperate already for a Moon Knight season 2 because I just feel like in my mind the biggest criticism of the show is that in my mind it hasn't fully concluded, even though it has it for Mark and Steven. For everything else, I don't think it has. You know, we don't even find out what their relationship with Layla is going to be like. We never actually saw Taweret leave Layla, so we know the Harrow situation, that's gone. What can be next? The inner demons of Khonshu and Jake Lockley. Let me know your thoughts about the series as a whole and this final episode. I'm glad it wasn't just a purple beam in the sky. I'm glad we got a lot of amazing character moments. And the street level fight was really awesome and cool to see. More Egyptian gods, please. Let's see the one that's just got like a scarab for a head. Sexy scarab god. Right, bye.